We are going to present on company law. A company is a separate legal entity formed by individuals to conduct business, typically with the goal of earning profit. Let's start by looking at how a company is formed.
First, a company is formed through a registration process under the Company Act. Individuals, known as shareholders and members, invest capital and appoint directors to manage the company. Once incorporated, the company becomes the separate legal entity from its owners.
Now let's move on to the key features of a company. The first feature is separate legal entity. A company has its own legal identity, separate from its shareholders. It can own property, enter contracts, and sue or be sued in its own name.
Another important feature is limited liability. Shareholders are only liable up to the amount they invested in the company. Their personal assets are generally protected from the company debts.
Next is perpetual succession. This means the company continues to exist even if shareholders or directors change or pass away. The company's existence is not affected by changes in ownership.
Now, let's talk about the types of company. There are two main types. First, private limited company and public limited company.
A private limited company, commonly known as Sendirian Berhad, restricts the transfer of each share and is limited to a certain number of shareholders, often not exceeding 50.
In construct, a public limited company or Berhad can offer its shares to the public, often through a stock exchange and a favor restriction on the number of shareholders.
Next, we will discuss the company constitution. This document governs the internal management of the company, including rules on shareholding, director powers, decision-making processes, and meetings.
Finally, let's talk about winding up. This is the process of closing down a company either voluntarily or through a court order. The company's assets are liquidated and liabilities are paid off before the company is deregistered.
In conclusion, company law provides the framework for establishing and regulating companies. Unlike partnerships or sole proprietorships, companies offer limited liability, continuity, and a distinct legal personality. Thank you.
Today we will explore partnerships law, which governs the relationship between two or more individuals who come together to run a business with the goal of making profit. Let's begin by looking at how a partnership is formed. A partnership exists when individuals agree to carry on a business together for profit. This can be implied through action, even if not formally agreed upon in writing. Partners share profits, and each has authority to make decisions for the business unless otherwise stated in the partnership's agreement. Now, let's discuss the key features of partnership. Firstly, profit sharing. Partners typically share profit and losses in an agreed proportions or equally if no agreement exists. This is a fundamental characteristic of partnerships. Next, mutual agency. Each partner acts as an agent of the others. This means that one partner can bind the other in business dealings and decisions within the scope of the partnerships. Lastly, unlimited liability. In a general partnerships, partners are personally liable for the debts of the business. This means that their personal assets could be at risk if the business faces financial trouble.
Now, move on to the different type of partnership. A general partnership. All partnerships share equal responsibility and liability for the business debts. On the other hand, a limited partnership involves at least one general partner with unlimited liability and one or more limited partners whose liability is limited to their investment. Moving forward, partnership agreements. While a partnership can be formed without a formal agreement, it's common to have written partnership agreement. This document set out the terms of the partnership, such as how profit and loss will be shared, the decision-making process, and what happens if a partner leaves or dissolves. Finally, let's discuss the dissolution of a partnership. A partnership can be dissolved voluntarily by the partner or eventually through legal action or the death of a partner. In such cases, assets are liquidated and liability are settled. In conclusion, partnership law is different from company and self-proprietorship law. In a partnership, people share decisions and responsibilities, unlike a sole proprietorship when one person handles everything alone.
Welcome to our presentation on sole proprietorship, a basic yet powerful form of business ownership. A sole proprietorship is a business owned and operated by a single individual. This person has complete control over the business, makes all the decisions, and solely responsible for all profits and loss.
The key characteristic of a sole proprietorship include has unlimited liability. The owner is personally responsible for all business debt. All profits and losses are borne by the owner. It has a simple, low-cost registration process, and there's no legal distinction between the owner and the business.
Sole proprietorships offer several advantages. They are easy and affordable to set up. The owner has full control over the decisions. All profits are kept by the owner, and there's high flexibility to adapt or change the business. Additionally, there is no requirement to publicly share financial details, ensuring privacy.
However, there are also disadvantages. The owner faces unlimited liability, which put personal assets at risk. Capital is limited to personal resources or loans, and the business may not survive if the owner can't continue. Furthermore, the sole proprietor must manage everything, which can lead to heavy workload. In Malaysia, the Business Registration Act 1956 governs sole proprietorships. Any business not using the owner's real name must be registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia within 30 days of starting. Failure to do so may lead to penalties. Registration is valid for either 1 or 5 years and must be renewed accordingly. Thank you for your attention.
We hope this presentation has helped you understand the basics of sole proprietorship in Malaysia.